These are the materials that I will use to do this little demonstration for you. Should take probably 5-6 minutes to do. I'm going to get started by wetting it. Very wet with the big brush. And then you get the background colors in with the big brush. And then I'm going to take and sponge in some pretty colors. Big ones and little ones. I'm going to take and put in a little bit of the green colors that I want for some foliage. And then I'm going to take and lay paper towels over it just to kind of blot a little water out of it. Not dry it completely, but just get it a little bit dry so it'll take some wet on wet. Okay. And then I'm going to put one more little colors of splotches on it with some red again and some lavender or purple. And then I'm going to take and put some paper towels down so that I can lift off some of the color I just put on there. I am going to press it down and blot it just a little bit. Then I'm going to sprinkle some water on it. This is where I would use salt, but if I was doing a drying thing and a wet on dry technique. Then I'm going to lift these off so I can make some of the whiter areas that I wanted to have. And I think I lighten that one up right there. Now I'm going to take and begin to define all of my flowers with those greens that I want to do. First of all, I'm going to put in some of the lighter greens and begin to shape some of those little flowers that I like. I'm going to leave that little purple one right there. Leave that little red one right there. Pink one. I'm going to leave that little purple right there. I'm going to leave that little white one. I'm going to leave that one. I'm going to begin to come out here then and we'll use some of the lighter green out toward the edges, radiating out from the middle of it. And then we'll take the edge of that brush and we'll scrape out some of those areas that I don't want to look like too much of a hard edge. Put in some of the little white lines. I'm going to do. Now then I'm going to go in and put in some of the little centers in these little flowers. And since it's been wet and wet technique, you pretty much don't have to re-wet the centers of the flowers, but I wanted to do it anyway to make sure it's going to run just slightly. Those are going to be the centers of the flowers, the big ones. Some of the flowers you might not even think need it, but I'm going to do it anyway. And it don't have to always go into the center. You can always go a little bit to the sides. Now I'm going to take and put in some of the black, darken the very centers of those with a little bit of the black. And And then I'm going to make the little calligraphic marks in it. You could use white, but I want to scrape some white ones in or some light ones, so I'm going to try to put in just a few of the little black calligraphic marks. Little twigs maybe. And I think I'll make a little bit of darker in the middle of where it is coming out from it, because it would be darker where you gather up all the flowers and things. Maybe reshape a few of the little flowers. Here it is again with that. And I'm going to call it done.